Welcome to another InWheelTime podcast. Hello. This is your place for all things automotive, the award-winning InWheelTime Car Talk Show. Just ahead, we're going to talk to you about recalls, and I'm going to start off with our story of the week. I think that you're going to be interested in this.
Before you do that, you talked about floor mats for the Ford the Tremor. I recently, Kathy got me wintertime floor mats. Yeah, I love them. They're great. They're fantastic. I don't know why I didn't get them before.
You know, it's so funny because that was a thing that just kind of hit on that.
Yeah.
And remember when they came out, we're going, well, what's the difference between going to Walmart and this?
Yeah.
And then you get a set of those and you go, well, wait a minute, they actually fit.
Yeah. And the little plugs, the little secure devices, all that, the little scutcheons.
And you know,
they're a little heavier.
Yeah. And having lived up north with all the snow and the slush and all the ugly, nasty stuff that you get on your shoes and bring it into the car, these things, they hold all that in. And you can either sop it up or you can take it out.
Great idea.
Yeah, and rinse it out. So
I really like them.
Yeah. And it's a great company, American company. They make American stuff there.
So they got everything from dog bowls to cup holders.
Actually, and I bought one of those cell phone holders, and I use that in my Corvette.
Yeah.
Because the cup holder in the Corvette, I swear, it's that deep. Oh. That deep. It holds nothing other than a quarter or two. And so it doesn't work. Yeah. It's worthless. Anyway, our story of the week from Automotive News. And I think that we all can somehow, in a strange way, relate to this. Automotive manufacturing is on the brink of a radical workforce transformation as the industry's race toward fully automated assembly lines signals a fundamental redefinition of factory work. At least one automaker will achieve 100% assembly automation by 2030, according to analysts at Gartner and Warburg Research. The shift represents more than operational efficiency. It marks an inflection point where artificial intelligence, humanoid robotics, and digital manufacturing converge to eliminate nearly all human roles from the assembly process. Now, you worked on the assembly line.
Oh, yeah, I did.
Yeah. I've known other people that have worked on the assembly line. And so all of this is about to change. The implications extend far beyond the factory floor, reshaping everything from vehicle design principles to workforce training pipelines to the economics of auto production. A U.S. or Chinese automaker will likely be the first to create a 100% assembly automation line toward the end of this decade, as several players in those markets are already setting up disruptive manufacturing processes and reveal more of a focus on humanoid robots. Automakers such as Hyundai and Mercedes-Benz have already taken steps to increase the use of humanoid robots. Mars, are you paying attention over there?
Yeah, it sounds like somebody's putting somebody out of a job.
Well, listen up. Hyundai plans to deploy Boston Dynamics humanoid robots at its Georgia manufacturing complex starting in 2028. That's less than 2 years away.
Yeah, right.
The automaker unveiled the strategy January 5th at the Consumer Electronics Technology Expo in Las Vegas. The company aims for production scale deployment of humanoids in automotive manufacturing and a scalable production system capable of producing 30,000 robots annually. Oh my God. Can you imagine going to a Texans game? There's nothing but robots there.
I don't see it.
Mercedes has launched a pilot project with humanoid robots that it says could begin working alongside assembly workers by 2030.
Alongside, yeah.
Well, to start off with.
Hey, R2-D2, you want to go to lunch?
Yeah, there's that.
How about an oil break?
Yeah, how about an oil?
Yep.
I don't see it. Okay, so you build a car with robots, everything's automated, assembly line, you go down the line. Who's going to drive that car off the line?
Well, that's a thought.
You can't do it.
Well,
Robbie the robot will do it. But my question is, when something goes wrong,
which it will.
It will, because, I mean, it's still a mechanical device, and sooner or later, it's going to need some sort of maintenance or attention, or something's going to break. or a part doesn't fit quite right, and they cram that windshield in there anyway, and suddenly it shatters.
And then they move on to the next. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, since this story was written, I read another story with similar tendencies, and the issue that they're currently dealing with, dashboards.
Oh, because you got to fit them in the car. And
yeah. And so now what are they going to do with the wiring harness that goes up to it? Well, for the most part, they're all plug and play.
Yeah.
So get that robot to start plugging all those dashboards in and make it all work with, because today with a human, you don't have to stretch the wire. The wire is cut just exactly right to fit up to the plug,
right,
with nothing left over.
Right.
Yeah. So that's what they're currently dealing with. Wiring harnesses, things like that, very intricate things. Or here's the other one. And Mars, I think that you were on the tour with me. We went through Ford. We couldn't understand why the doors went off to another part of the complex, because the doors are the most complicated of the automobile. And so they send them off to a different area of the factory.
To be put together, yeah.
Yeah, and they put all the innards of the door in there, and then they send the door back down the line to match up with the car that it was painted with.
Okay, so it's going to be robots assembling it. So the door is already going to be made when that robot touches it.
Well,
so there's going to be a human putting that glass in, all the switches and
probably
diodes
at the beginning.
At the beginning, and then they're going to say, okay, R2D2, go ahead, put it on. And then he goes and puts it in the trunk or whatever.
Yeah. But
there's movies to be made about all that.
We got one.
Yeah. If you think about it, though, when you're assembling a car, like you say, you plug the dash, for example, those wires plug in underneath. And for them to touch to talk is the old idea that you don't have any extra slack because you're saving pennies. That means the dash has got to be in place. Well, can the robot get up under there? Or are they going to have to redesign how they put the parts together to accommodate the robots?
I was thinking. Maybe the dash goes in first. They're going to have to change the way they assemble the car.
So let me finish the story.
Okay.
Nevertheless, from an employee perspective, digital products and AI are making engineering and manufacturing work more challenging, according to Detlef Gerst, jawohl,
of course,
AI and digitization expert on the executive board of IG Metall, Germany's largest trade union. Fast product changeovers and a wide variety of variants require cooperation between AI technology and well-qualified, flexible employees. In other words, you, Jeff Zekin, that we're putting tires on the car now, you're going to have to go to school, a lot of school, to learn how to integrate this robot to that car. Because the other jobs that are plain and simple, they don't exist anymore. Digital helpers are changing human tasks and skills, thereby making further training and personnel development crucial. Employees must be able to understand and assess digital technology. In other words, they need a high degree of expertise. As well as rising demand for skills related to digital technologies, advanced manufacturing, and the transition to electric mobility, workers will increasingly need the ability to adapt to change, learn throughout their careers, solve problems, work in teams, and operate safely in technology-rich environments, according to the International Labor Association. Okay, so you go into the factory and you say, I'm going to hijack all the robots in here, and they're going to go after all of the humans in there.
We're going to revolt.
Do you see where the movie starts right there?
However,
full automation of the assembly line need not necessarily lead to job losses. Those employees will be reallocated to other support functions like maintenance, engineering, logistics, and material handling or inspection. Likewise, labor organization anticipates that some routine and manual tasks may be reduced. Many jobs are likely to change in their content, and new jobs are expected to emerge. The emphasis is on the evolution and transformation of jobs within the industry rather than a simple one-for-one replacement of existing roles.
Wow. I think it's going to take longer.
Jeff, you worked up there. So wasn't it in a constant learning process? Every time a model changed, you had to kind of learn, okay, this one's coming through, and instead of bolting the black to the blue, I got to bolt white to the red or something?
Right. There's different models have different things that go on.
Yeah, so
go ahead.
It seemed to me like it would be a constant state of change so that learning process would be ongoing, and this might not be too much different.
Well, it's the model change is a model change for overall for the vehicle, but putting a part on putting X part on a car and then Y part on B car, that's all part of the assembly process, and you've got that segregated or categorized how you want to put that on the vehicle. I had the striker plates for when you push the button in the glove box and you push the button and the trunk went up. That was all fancy back then. Well, that device in the trunk was as a cover. They call it the striker cover. I put 3 screws in that every third job. So as the car came through, say like a Corvette comes through, zip, 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 I put 3 screws in and I'd go sit down. And then 2 jobs went by because somebody else was doing those jobs. Somebody else had number 2, somebody else had number 3, doing the same job, but you didn't do every one that rolled through the assembly. So then you count 1, 2, 3, and you get up and you do yours, and then you go sit down. And as the cars
I don't
go
think
by,
they do it that way anymore.
no, they don't do it that way anymore. And I was young and I was getting paid a lot of money because I was a factory worker. But now it's all automated now. So that striker cover I talked about in the trunk is probably pre-made in that somehow before putting on that added piece.
Yeah. Well, it's something to think about. Your cars.
That's where your unions come in. And
Yeah,
that's why they're so expensive.
And I think that you're going to see that the price of cars will continue to rise because robots are not cheap, but they are cheaper than paying insurance in the long run. Insurance, retraining somebody to not only put the tires and wheels on, but now he's going to have to bolt up the transmission to the engine, or they're going to have to put the engine in. You get the point.
Yeah. And prior to that, my brother worked for the same Fisher body my dad got us in. My brother was part of a fire crew. He would ride around in a golf cart with fire extinguishers. That's all he did all day. And if he saw a fire, they'd put out a fire. They didn't have many fires, but that was just a job that they had.
Huh. Mars, there's something yet for us to do.
This is back in the 70s again, guys. So
Yeah, I remember once I had a job in a refinery that I was on the fire crew, but they didn't have no fires. If there were no drills, if somebody hollered, there was a fire.
yeah, this was internal.
Everybody came a running.
Yeah,
Yeah, everybody went to the middle of the plant like idiots, you know.
Well, anyway, it's something to think about. I would imagine that the majority of cars are going to be built with robots.
Yeah. Well,
And they
really
really are today.
Yeah, they are.
Like all of the welding stuff, those bodies and the frames and all of the parts and components that are underneath the car that you don't see, those go into a metal cage, and you have all these robots doing all of those weld points.
Go to a tire plant. It's all automated.
Yeah.
It's all automated in a tire plant. They've got the big arm robots that do
Yeah.
that. Yeah. They've all got names.
Yeah, but a lot of that stuff to me is not as intricate, is not as delicate as trying to put the wiring harness together or mount the computer and plug it in, things like that.
Let me tell you something. I am very good with wiring harnesses. And I sit back and I look at all those wires and I'm going,
You should have seen him this morning with a 1/8 plug.
oh my God.
Exactly.
What
Where does it go? Where does it
Where's
go?
the adapter?
Yeah, all of the wires are black. There's no color code. What do I do?
I told him to call you, Mike.
Yeah, and get the next guest on.
Yeah. Call Mike. He'll figure it out.
Yeah, thanks, God. Well, I thought that was a pretty interesting story.
Yep.
And it's only the beginning. All this stuff being presented at the Consumer Electronics Show in Las Vegas. Is it open to the public?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't think so. I think it's kind of like SEMA. It's industry.
Yeah. Anyway, my buddy.
Yeah, I think you're right, Mike, because you have to be a manufacturer, like you said, like a SEMA thing. Yeah.
Journalist, something, something in the industry.
Yeah. It'd be nice to have a car, a hot rod car, a Randy Borcherding high-end rebuild resto mod thing. Take that to CES. In addition to SEMA, then you're going to go over to the Consumer Electronics
But what would
Show.
be the point of taking the car to CES?
Well,
Because
I mean,
electronics.
it would probably have some sort of fancy computer in it, or
Oh, okay.
engine management or something.
It was all painted. The whole car was painted in detail by a robot. That's what you could do. Yeah.
Or have it painted with the wiring harness painted in the paint on the outside of the car.
Don't they have? I don't know if it's one of the auto shows or somewhere I saw that there's actually a clear car, clear vehicle. All the parts are clear, even on the engine.
I missed that.
Yeah,
I would have
I'll
liked
have
to
to find
seen
it.
that.
Maybe it was a dream. I don't know.
Maybe a display for somebody or something.
It could have been. Yeah.
Every day is a dream for me.
He's living it.
I'm living it. Hey, just ahead, Jeff has the racing calendar. Mars has This Week in Auto History, and I'll bring you some of the stories making automotive news headlines this week. The InWheelTime Car Talk Show continues right after this. Back in a flash. The Tex-Mex dining experience is defined by Lupi Tortilla, your destination for Texas's best beef fajitas and frozen margaritas. Since 1983, Lupi Tortilla has served authentic and time-tested recipes made with the freshest ingredients. Atmosphere is part of the award-winning experience at Lupi Tortilla, all developed in a little house near Highway 6 and I-10 in West Houston. Visit any of the Lupi Tortillas and you'll see the same attention to detail in each and every location. Start your Lupi experience with queso flammeado and guacamole, along with a classic frozen margarita. Dine on famous Lupi beef and chicken fajitas, or pepper shrimp brochette, or a fish or vegetarian entree, and finish with a scrumptious flan for dessert. Find Lupi Tortilla in Houston, College Station, Beaumont, Austin, San Antonio, and Dallas-Fort Worth. There's a Texas location near you. The recipes are authentic and time-tested. The ingredients always fresh. Lupi Tortilla, he's pretty good.
Make a splash. Live the dream. It all happens at the Houston Automotive Show at NRG Center. Check out classic autos to today's cars and trucks. Experience off-road adventures with Polaris, Ram, and Camp Jeep. Explore 5 acres of the newest sport boats, fishing boats, and much more. It's all here, from the open road to the open water. If it thrills you, you'll find fun for the whole family. Get your tickets now. The Houston Automotive Show, making waves and fueling adventure.
InWheelTime Car Talk Show invites you to join us for a live broadcast every Saturday, like this one, 10 to noon Central Time on InWheelTime.com, Facebook, and YouTube. We hope you check us out. If you miss us, you'll be able to connect through our podcasts from every different podcast source than you could possibly imagine.
Mm-hmm.
Well, all the popular ones. And really, there's 3 big ones. And the rest of them all fall well below that. But whatever. You got a podcast that you listen to, chances are you'll find us on that podcast.
And ours is
provider
free.
as well.
You don't have to pay to get on ours.
Yeah, you'll want to pay because it's so good. All right,
wanna
time
pay
now
to
for Jeffrey's Racing Calendar, sponsored
yeah.
by the Texas Muscle Car Club Challenge.
Guess what I got? I've got the racing schedule.
For
Everything. I've got Cup coming up. Daytona 500. You're going to start February 1st for the Cookout Clash at Bowman Gray Stadium. That's going to be February 1st. Then you got February 12th, the America 250 Florida Duel. And then February 15th is the actual 500 at 2:30 p.m. on Fox, HBO, and Fubu. Guess what else I have?
Fubu. I think it's Fubo. isn't it?
Fubu, whatever.
Boo-boo.
Whatever. And then I got Xfinity, same schedule, same track, just a different grouping. You got the Xfinity boys and then the trucks. So the trucks are going to go February 13th on the 26th. And then, of course,
Now, there's some big
21st.
names that are going back to truck.
Yeah, Tony Stewart's going to run a truck. And there's also one of the craftsmen, can't think of his name. He's retiring. Oh, gosh, I can't think of his name. But I've got the article somewhere. And, of course, I got NHRA. NHRA starts March 5th through the 8th, the 57th annual NHRA Gator Nationals in Gainesville Raceway, Gainesville, Florida.
I was talking to somebody about Gainesville. You ever been to Gainesville?
I probably threw it when I was a kid. I don't remember.
Ever been to the racetrack there?
No.
Oh, my God. It's in a swamp.
Yeah.
It's in a swamp.
Florida is pretty
2-lane
much a
road
swamp.
that goes out into the swamp, and then all of a sudden, boom, there's the
There's
racetrack.
a racetrack. I'll be darned.
It's weird. Well, Don Garlitz is weird, always has been, and he will confess to that.
Yeah. F1 Cadillac obviously is going to be announcing their livery during the Super Bowl. I actually saw a preview picture of it. It looks pretty good. It's just a black car with a little logo on it. So they're gonna. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool car. A lot of them are introducing this stuff. 2 weeks is the testing for Formula 1.
2 more weeks.
2 more weeks.
Just like the patio at
Patio
Los Tios.
took 7 months, but
It
it's
took
2
7
weeks.
months, but hey, every time we go, how's it coming?
2 more weeks.
7 months later, they finally opened the
There's a
outdoor patio. at Los
13-foot
Tios.
hole in the ground and no concrete around. 2 more weeks.
2 more weeks. All righty then. Mr. Mars has This Week in Auto History.
Yes, sir. Found a few things this week that I thought
I didn't
was
mean to catch you off guard.
Yeah, he
did
caught
I?
me off guard.
Did I catch you off guard, Mike?
not me. I was kind of watching Jeff, waiting to make sure he was ready.
Listen, I'm hanging on with my
Okay,
fingernails
go,
here.
Michael.
Okay.
You got you, buddy.
So this week in automotive history, in 1896, the first automobile accident was reported. Now this is just basically the earliest one. Of course, it was in New York when a motor car struck a bicyclist. It just started the whole world as that we know now. Then in 1899, Fiat, everybody's favorite, is founded in Italy. Now it's in Turin, Italy. It grew into one of Europe's most influential automakers because it produced everything from tiny city cars to race-winning machines. And of course, it ended up being bought up through Stellantis, through mergers and everything, and that's how we ended up with Fiat in America. In 1904, and I did not know this, Henry Ford becomes president of the Ford Motor Company. I just assumed he was president whenever he created it and started it. But
That picture was taken before the dementia set in.
Tremors.
if you look at the eyes, but anyway, so he had a vision for affordable transportation, which focused on efficiency, durability, and mass production. And of course, that's what led to the moving assembly line and really where we are today with automobile manufacturers.
Mike, if you look at him and you move, his eyes follow you. Look, go ahead, move.
Yeah.
Turn
Inch by inch,
step by step.
Then in 1950, the first Corvette design concept was approved. Now, this was kind of early in. I did not realize it took that long from the time they decided they were going to do this till they actually produced one. Of course, it was inspired by European sports cars, and it brought the American performance in.
And let's not forget, this is the first fiberglass car built in America, too. And they had to try to perfect that. Have you ever seen an actual, I saw number 2. Have you ever seen number 2?
Yeah, they're pretty rough.
Yeah. They were all made by hand, weren't they?
Actually, oh, yes, they were. And the fiberglass is all laid by hand. And you can actually see the fiberglass beneath the crappy paint
The
job.
fibers in the fiberglass.
Yeah. It's truly amazing. I never knew, but that's the way it was.
Interesting. And they let it out the showroom floor. Okay. In 1954, Hudson and Nash announced merger plans. Now, I think it's crazy. Hudson Car Company, and the Nash Kelvinator revealed their plans to merge, forming the American Motors Corporation.
Refrigerator company.
Yeah.
Exactly. I tried to do a thing on that, but it didn't work out. Anyway,
I've driven a refrigerator before.
so AMC, the idea was that they were going to compete against Detroit's Big Three, and they did produce a lot of iconic motors like the Javelin. They even actually produced the Jeep Cherokee originally.
Huh.
Then rolling over to 1966, Chevrolet reveals the Camaro name. Now, this is for the pony car, and this was designed to compete directly with the Ford Mustang. And it was they considered the Camaro a small, vicious animal that eats Mustangs, is the way they backed up this name for the naming process.
Sure, of course.
Then in 1960...
Wasn't the original name of the Banshee of the Camaro?
Oh, I didn't think so.
I think it was
Maybe.
I thought that was the Pontiac version.
Oh, okay. A Banshee comes to mind.
Somebody had a Banshee.
Yeah.
That may have been an ex-wife or something. I don't know. Then in 1968, AMC
That's a pretty car.
introduced the Javelin. Now, this, again, was to compete in the pony car market against the Mustang and the Camaro by this time. But they did find a lot of success in the Trans Am Racing Series and among road enthusiasts out on the road because it really had some nice performance and some really nice look on it.
That's a classic.
Then in 1992... this started it. The Lexus SC Coupe debuts at the Detroit Auto Show. Now, this doesn't look like the new one, but the new one, I think, is one of the most beautiful cars in America today. But you can see where it gets its heritage from the lines on this car that built up to the newer one. It's just a beautiful car. Then in 2003, the final Oldsmobile was built. Now, what's interesting about this is they announced the new Bravada SUV launch. They were going to start selling these SUVs. 2 days later, they announced they're going to kill Oldsmobile. Now, it took them about 4 years to go through the shutdown process as they killed different models each year instead of just shutting it all down at one time. And the last one that was actually built, the last 500 has special plaques, say the final 500 on them, but it was an Alero GLS four-door, a vehicle that looked just like this one. And after it was produced and they shut everything down, it ended up in a couple of museums. The museum shut down, and they auctioned it off to a dealer-only auction, and that car is now in Florida at a dealership down there somewhere
I'll be darned.
in that part of the world.
That's
That's
cool.
this week in automotive history.
Thank you, sir.
Yep.
A couple of stories making automotive news headlines this week. About a half a century after creating the iconic slogan, baseball, hot dogs, apple pie, and Chevrolet, Chevy is again wrapping itself in the American flag for the nation's 250th anniversary. The brand is rolling out 5 special editions. It's calling the Stars and Steel collection. The models, all built in the U.S., add stars, stripes, and a 250 graphic, along with red accents and select premium options that underscore patriotism. Package will be available on certain trims of the Silverado 1500, Silverado HD, Silverado EV, and Colorado pickups. Chevy will also sell 250 Stars and Steel Corvettes, which come in either Arctic white with a Santorini blue interior or black with an adrenaline red interior. Line them up, take them away.
Used to call it blood red.
In GM, moving its global headquarters this week into a newly finished building in the heart of downtown Detroit. The automaker's offices, with all of their 21st century conveniences, pay deep homage to the mid-century modern design of its Global Tech Center campus in suburban Warren, Michigan, which opened 70 years ago this May. GM's new headquarters on the site of the former J.L. Hudson's department store. Do you remember that?
Yep. My mom worked there.
Incorporates the timeless elements of Eero Saarinen technical campus through the use of clean lines, curves, stone, and warm wood tones. According to Rebecca Waldmeyer, who just graduated from the Verb department at GM's Architecture and Experience Design Center.
Yeah, well, they're getting rid of, or they're moving out of the Rensen. Rensen was fantastic.
It was done, yeah.
Yeah, I was there multiple times, tours and things. We used to have meetings there in the General Motors building.
I actually went
back
there
when
once.
I was with ATD. Yeah, they used to take us there for 2 weeks, twice a year.
I still don't understand why they did that.
That
downsizing, I guess.
Well, yeah, it could be. Now that property was actually purchased from Ford Motor Company to build the Rensen for General Motors. Well, didn't build it for General Motors, but they built it. But the property did belong to Ford Motor Company.
I did not know that. Interesting. All right.
You can take a monorail to the ball game, back to the hotel, back to the Rensen. Yeah.
Well, is this new GM Center on Woodward Avenue?
I don't know. I don't know for sure. The Warren Tech Center has been there forever, like you said, but I'm not sure where it's at.
Okay. Just thought I'd question you.
Yeah, sure.
Of course, you haven't lived there in 50 years.
Yeah, about that, yeah.
Okay. Well, we'd love to hear from you. Shoot us an email if you'd love to talk to us. We'd love to hear you. The address is info@InWheelTime.com. Time now for a break on the InWheelTime Car Talk Show, and we're going to be right back after these important messages. You own a car you love. Well, why not let Gulf Coast Auto Shield protect it? Houstonian John Gray invites you to his state-of-the-art facility to introduce you to his specialist team of auto enthusiasts. We promise you'll be impressed. Whether you're looking to massage your original paint to a like-new appearance, apply a ceramic coating, install a paint protection film, nano-ceramic window tint, or new windshield protection called ExoShield, Gulf Coast Auto Shield is where Houston's car people go. Curbed your wheels? Instead of buying new, why not have them repaired? How about a professionally installed radar detector? Gulf Coast Auto Shield does that too. Get a peek inside the shop and look at the services offered by getting online and heading to gcautoshield.com. Better yet, stop by their facility at 11275 South Sam Houston Tollway, just south of the Southwest Freeway, and get a personal tour. Gulf Coast Auto Shield is your place to go for all things exterior. Call them today, 832-930-5655 or gcautoshield.com. Apple or Android, InWheelTime podcast can be found everywhere, on the stream and through downloads. Whether you're on the road or at home and jonesing for a different kind of car talk show, give InWheelTime a try. Honest new car reviews, fun, informative interviews with real car people, weekly automotive news, features like Jeff's Car Culture and Mike's Driving Destinations, all on InWheelTime. Check us out on SiriusXM Podcasts, iHeartRadio, or while you're shopping on Amazon, through Amazon Music. InWheelTime.com has a list, and we know you love lists. That's it for this podcast episode of the InWheelTime Car Show. I'm Don Armstrong, inviting you to join us for our live show every Saturday morning, 8 to 11 a.m. Central on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and our InWheelTime.com website. Podcasts are available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, iHeart Podcast, Podcast Addict, TuneIn, Pandora, and Amazon Music. Keep listening, and we'll see you soon.